Chelsea have endured a turbulent 2 years with the 22-23 and 23-24 seasons, seeing them hire and part ways with 5 managers. However, now it appears that Chelsea are one step closer to being the legendary team that won the Premier League trophy back-to-back in the 2004-05 and 2005-06 seasons. They have hired Italian tactician Enzo Maresca, who won the championship last season with Leicester City, and have made a couple of interesting signings. They've signed young striker Marc Guiu, midfielder Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, hybrid left-back Renato Veiga, centre-back Tosin Adarabioyo, and goalkeeper Filip Jorgensen, as well as Pedro Neto and now Joao Felix, the explosive winger. Their expensive signings, Enzo Fernández and Moisés Caicedo, seem more comfortable. Ruthless forward Christopher Nkunku, holding midfielder Romeo Lavia, centre-back Wesley Fofana and club captain Reece James are all back from injuries and are getting fitter and will get some minutes soon. Also, their talisman Cole Palmer has made a name for himself in the last 12 months for both England and his club side. Chelsea are closer to being a top side again. But are they still missing one or two more pieces of the puzzle? Well, that remains to be seen. Even the legendary manager Pep Guardiola, who has now surpassed Sir Alex Ferguson's record of winning 3 consecutive Premier League titles by winning 4, can't predict when Chelsea will be back. But he is certain that Maresca will succeed. He will have success. I don't know how long, but he will have it, Guardiola said in an interview when he was asked about Enzo Maresca. Guardiola has always tipped Maresca to greatness. Back in 2021, he said he believes the Italian tactician will be an incredible manager just like Mikel Arteta. That's high praise from Guardiola for Maresca, who was then relatively unknown. When it comes to being a coach, Maresca's experience is mixed. He was impressive as Manuel Pellegrini's chief tactician when the former City manager was at West Ham United. Then, in August 2020, he joined Man City as the manager of their elite development squad and won their first ever Premier League 2 title. After his success with City, he went to Parma, who played in Serie B in the 2021-22 season. The Parma spell ended in a disaster as they sacked him on the 23rd of November 2021, just 14 games into the season. The Italian tactician failed to transmit his ideas into the new squad as the owners had made a splash in the transfer market and expected instant results. After that forgettable Parma spell, Maresca returned to Man City as one of Pep Guardiola's assistant managers, replacing Juanma Lillo, who became manager of Al Sadd for the 2022-23 season. Maresca was part of the managerial team that led City to the treble that season. After his second success with City, newly relegated Leicester City signed him as their new head coach, and he led them to a dominating season in the Championship, where he nearly broke the 100-point barrier in the 23-24 season. With his victory, Maresca became the target of Premier League teams, but Chelsea got his signature first after they shockingly parted ways with Mauricio Pochettino. Maresca didn't arrive at Chelsea with much fanfare. There's a big scepticism on whether he'd be able to translate his ideas to the club and also deal with Chelsea's enormous squad, which now included more signings. Chelsea signed Dewsbury-Hall, who made 14 assists and created 20 big chances for Leicester when Maresca was the coach. Then they signed a hybrid left-back and centre-back in Renato Veiga, got Tosin Adarabioyo on a free, and also signed another goalkeeper, Filip Jorgensen. These transfers are considered key to how Maresca will want to play, and we'll get into how they fit into the squad a bit later on. With the new transfers coming in, Maresca showed a type of ruthlessness that caused ripples in the Chelsea fanbase. He left some players behind who he has deemed not to be in his plans. One of them, for example, was academy graduate Trevoh Chalobah. Chelsea have since begun their pre-season with a new style of play, which is a radical shift from how they played under Pochettino. Chelsea have transitioned From what many have described as chaos ball under Poch to a more settled positional play under Maresca. The Italian tactician draws heavily from Pep Guardiola's idea of how football should be played. The most important is positional play and strategy. For a coach, it's important to have the mentality of a chess player. Develop a plan, study counter moves, choose the arrangement of the pieces, Maresca told Gazzetta dello Sport. Maresca usually approaches a match in a 4-3-3 formation. However, that formation transforms into a 3-2-5 while his players are on the ball, just like how City play. Maresca's system has the fullbacks inverting into central midfield and then the two centre midfielders driving forward so they can have more players in attack. With this, Maresca had 61.6% possession on average at Leicester. Off the ball, Maresca loves his team to try to win the ball high up the pitch, especially in dangerous positions. However, if they can't immediately win the ball back, he instructs his team to fall back. This wouldn't be the first time Chelsea would go for a coach that prioritised possession football. They tried it with Graham Potter, and that ended poorly. At the time, Potter had a large squad and wasn't ruthless. Also, the players weren't suited to how he wanted to play. Things have changed a lot since then. Maresca has quickly identified the players he wants to work with, and they all suit how he wants to play. Those who can't have been put on the transfer market. Two of these being Chelsea Academy graduate Conor Gallagher, who signed for Atletico Madrid, and centre-back Trevor Chalobah, who joined Crystal Palace on loan. Chelsea are stacked in these two positions, so they can deem some players surplus to requirements. Chelsea have Axel Disasi, Levi Colwill, Tosin Adarabioyo, Wesley Fofana, and Benoit Badiashile, who are the kind of defenders that fit Maresca's build-up from the back. Still, there are some kinks to work out, with Badiashile seeming to have some confidence issues that need addressing. So far, Adarabioyo has looked solid in pre-season, with Levi Colwill also showing why Chelsea are refusing to let him go. Then there is Malo Gusto, who's been tested in the left-back role and has shown great aptitude to invert from there. While Maresca has more or less revealed Chilwell hasn't fit in how the team will play yet, new signing Veiga and Euro 2024 champion Marc Guiu especially have shown great ability to invert. Does this mean this is the end of Chilwell's journey at Chelsea? In midfield, Chelsea have Enzo Fernández, who has a long pass completion rate of 71.6% and is expected to be at the core of Maresca's system due to his passing range. The midfielder, who had a mixed 23-24 season as he didn't really fit in Pochettino's style, will have a new lease of life under Maresca. Although there is the matter of where exactly Enzo would fit in. Would he play deep, where his long passing range abilities would be fully utilised, or would he be part of the eights bounding forward? Maybe there'll be tactical tweaks to accommodate Enzo, as Romeo Lavia is a player who can also play the holding midfielder role for Chelsea. He and Enzo could rotate for that holding midfield position, as they're both excellent on the ball, although injuries didn't allow Lavia to have any significant contribution to the team in the 23-24 season. Maresca is familiar with Lavia from his City days, and it'll be interesting to see how he'll make it work between Lavia and Enzo. Caicedo is also an option for the holding midfield role, and he played there for Chelsea in the 23-24 season. However, with the energy the midfielder has, Maresca would most likely view him as an 8, and would love to pair him with the energetic and equally productive Dewsbury-Hall, who was crucial to how Leicester played in their dominating run to the Championship title. There are other midfield options for Chelsea. There's Christopher Nkunku. It sounds strange, but with how Chelsea have options forward with Marc Guiu and Nicholas Jackson, Nkunku doesn't see himself as a striker, but a player that plays behind one. So Nkunku could drop to a midfield position where he could utilise his vision and his ability to score from range. Also, Maresca has shown that he can be quite the teacher. He developed an older Jamie Vardy, good to see you back, Jamie, to become more rounded, and could achieve the same with Nicholas Jackson and Guiu. Apart from the strikers, players that will benefit from Maresca's teaching are wingers Mudryk and Madueke, who have some refinement to add to their game. Madueke fits well with Maresca's ideas of how wingers should operate. He likes his wingers to play high and wide and approach opposition defenders for one-on-ones. He likes his wingers to carry the ball, and this is an area Madueke excels in. Madueke was one of the best wingers for progressive ball carrying in the past year. Like Mudryk, he needs to work on his end product, and once that clicks for the two, Chelsea could be even more devastating. Speaking of devastating, Chelsea have quite the devastating player in Cole Palmer, who has shown ruthlessness for Chelsea in front of goal. The forward had an incredible first season for Chelsea with 27 goals and 15 assists. He's expected to be given more of the same this season, but the burden to produce assists and score may not be on him as much this season due to how Chelsea will play and the likes of Nkunku, who's now fit. These two, combined with Neto and Joao Felix, could be a troublesome front four for the rest of the Premier League. Chelsea are stacked across all the positions. Even in the goalkeeper area, they have many goalkeepers, with Filip Jorgensen, who had 6 clean sheets and made 143 saves for Villarreal in La Liga 2023-24 season. His saves are more than any other goalkeeper in the Spanish league. The Athletic goalkeeper caught 29 crosses and made 16 punched clearances. His shot stopping is good, but Chelsea are signing Jorgensen for more than just his shot stopping. Jorgensen is also good with the ball at his feet. Still, there is something crazy about this Chelsea side, and they could become an even more dangerous side any time soon.